All right.
Hello.
Welcome to
Welcome to the second I'm going to talk on top of you because I'm more important.
Welcome to Matt Lambertina presents
What?
Two
No.
Friends in a
no,
Movie
No.
with
no.
Sixto Reynoso.
No. That's not how it goes. I Number one, apologies for the one person that was waiting for our next.
Mike Humphreys.
The one person and Matt Lamartina's mother for waiting for the next episode. I'm in the process of moving and planning a trip to France all at the same time.
Nobody cares about this.
That's true. Anyways, it's just sorry because we wanted this to be weekly, and it turned out to be like
Monthly?
bi-monthly. Every 6 months we get one.
Every 6 months you get one. It's too good to give you weekly. People's heads would explode.
Also, speaking of things that have happened, I've heard that the other one that we did, obviously, because you want to hear what you do and
On Ghostbusters.
yeah, and I hate my voice. It is.
So do I.
It is it's the worst thing that's happened to audio since, I don't know, distortion, which somebody learned how to use better, but I can't. My voice is fucking garbage.
It is garbage. I agree.
Well,
100%
don't
garbage
so
voices.
I kind of get hurt a bit. I got feelings.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's move on to what we came here to talk about. Let's talk about how
Today's
Matt
movie.
Lamartina does not like cunnilingus. What are you doing?
I'm telling everybody what this movie is this week.
What's the movie? I can hear nothing. Oh yeah, it's Star Wars Episode 7. The Cunnilingus Awakens.
I can't play more than that because we'll get in trouble. So I think we could play like 6 seconds before they'll yell at us for playing their music.
Right.
But
Especially
today,
Disney.
We're not doing good conversing with each other. But today's story is going to be Star Wars Episode 7. I'll let Sixto take this one first. Please tell us what you thought of the movie.
Well, number one, I absolutely, entirely, without any doubts in my heart, mind, or penis, love this movie. This movie was.
Why? I have a theory why people love it, but I want to hear yours first.
Okay, this movie took a little bit the idea of grabbing something that is nostalgic to some people, which is why most of any of us that went to see it anyways. This is the reason why we saw the first episodes 1 through 3, which were absolute fucking garbage. But it took it and he rode with it to the point where you felt like it was fantasy again, an adventure, and you felt excited about the things that were happening.
See, I need to interrupt you right there. See, it didn't take anything new. It took the exact same story and then just changed it. Like, okay, instead of Luke, now it's a girl. The same thing's going to happen. She's going to live on a desert mountain, and she's not going to think she's anything special, but she really has the Force. And she's going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi, or in this case, Han Solo, teach her the ways. And then instead of Han Solo, we have this black guy.
No.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it's the same thing. And now,
it's not, number one, it's not the same thing.
It's the same movie.
It has repeating themes, which
it's the same movie.
It's not the same. It's not the same movie.
It is the same movie.
It's repeating themes. The theme is person that doesn't think they're good for nothing. I suppose because that's what you're saying. That's not what I took of any of those people. I just thought people were like in one case, in Luke Skywalker's case, a guy that lives in a dead end town, like kind of like a white trash town in a sense, right?
Yeah, on the desert town.
Right, and then
we'll call it Reno.
It's not. He's Space Reno.
That's what Reno looks like.
Space Reno is shitty, and he lives there, and he kind of feels like, well, I'm kind of stuck here. I'm never gonna go, and I want to get the fuck out of here, but I don't have a chance because of the way that life is right now. In the case of Episode 7, the Schlong Awakens, because that's what happened when I saw it. I got a hard on for the entire. How long is this movie?
I don't know, way too long.
And I had a hard on the entire time. Well, I don't want to say that because now it sounds like I'm in love with like a 15, however old that girl is. She's in her 20s, right?
I'm sure she's legal.
All right. Well, then it's okay. But in her case, she's there for a reason that she thinks makes sense. So it's a completely different experience from the get-go. Right there is a completely different experience.
No, see, they started off well. If they would have done more of the black guy story, like
why?
Because that we never seen that angle before. It's always through the eyes of the hero. It's always through the eyes of Luke Skywalker or the eyes of this lady now.
Or
This
eyes
was
of Anakin,
it started. Here's the eyes of someone who's not a main player in this whole event. He doesn't have the Force. He's not in charge of anybody. He's this role player who doesn't like it and wants to make a change.
And he does. Story over.
Yeah, but
what does he want to hear about him?
But I want to see more. I wish that it didn't start with him. Like, okay, first scene. Oh, I don't like this. I'm leaving. All right, I'm gonna save you and let's get out of here. Like, how did he get to that point? Why is he mad? How does he become a stormtrooper? Why does he have no name?
I don't think he has a choice when you become a stormtrooper. He says it in the movie. He says, look, they grabbed me. All right, so if they show you 2 minutes, like this is the 2-minute scene you wanted at the beginning of the movie. There's a black family in Planet Harlem. And then they come down, the other stormtroopers come down, shoot everybody, grab all the kids like cattle.
So is it like slavery? Is this like
in
Star
sense,
Wars slavery?
But in a sense, but also not so much in that. Well, I guess it is exactly like slavery.
I'm more interested in that story than I am this bitch now realizing he has the Force and gonna go save Luke Skywalker, who I'm afraid of life and I'm gonna run to this planet that nobody knows, but I'm gonna leave this map so you can find me.
I'm really. By the way, the one part of the movie that I have the biggest fucking problem with entirely is the map. Because, it's a part of the galaxy. We'll never. Well, that's fine. You got spaceships that can travel fucking space. Just
spaceships that travel in fucking space.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
they're quick, and you don't have to stay around looking at what the fuck is happening.
They don't have Google Maps over there in Star Wars.
No, but it's just like, look, I have a spaceship. I can just go planet to planet in this system until I find this fucker, because he's been gone for many years. I'm sure I can find him. We have an idea where he should be.
Yeah. And they send just this girl. They're like, oh yeah, we kind of just met you and you're doing a good job. You go be our ambassador to get Luke.
I didn't mind that at all.
We're not going to send the general or his sister or any of his other people. You, the little girl we just met, you go and you go get Luke.
I think that's going to pay off bigger when we see the next, in seeing it again, because when it came out in the movies, I'm gonna pull out my the card.
Please don't pull out anything.
Let me pull out the card where I feel I can get judged by, because I should.
I like judging.
I went to see this like 5 times within 3 days.
It's way too many times.
That's not.
I saw it once, and that was too many times.
Well. And I honest to God, when I saw it this time around, the one thing that really flared out at me was, this girl has to be Luke Skywalker's daughter. And so in my mind, the only thing that makes sense is that she goes to meet Luke, and Luke is finally gonna be like, who the fuck are you? And she's like, I don't know. And then they do
of course that is.
And then they're gonna do
the
like
same story over again,
like a DNA test, and then be like, oh, I am your father.
Yeah, it's like now with like the Bushes and the Clintons. Everyone's a Skywalker or a fucking Solo. There's 2 families, and they're in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And then everybody else just gets shot eventually.
That's funny that you say that, because when I first saw the movie, my first reaction was, I don't want her to be connected to anyone. Why? Why can't you just introduce another character? Luke Skywalker can be like, look, I know who you are. I am not your father. I'm not even your fucking third cousin. This person that birthed you was very strong in the Force. I found her, and she was already pregnant. And not like the other movies where it was like the Force made her pregnant. But she had a husband. They both died protecting you. So you kind of like Harry Potter. And just, you were this person that has all the power. I just, connecting it to everybody else. It's Gremlin?
It's rambling. You're rambling.
Oh, I don't care. This is my podcast. I can talk whatever I want.
I ramble when I want to ramble.
That's right, motherfucker. Anyways, having her be connected to everyone, I feel that makes it boring.
It is boring.
It makes
very
it so
boring.
fucking, But what do I know? They're making billions of dollars. We're over here working like two idiots. We're working like two idiots trying to make enough to pay rent.
We're trying to make enough to pay rent.
And they're making billions. What do you know? What do you know?
I know how to use a mic.
Shut up.
So, I feel the movie was pure...
You're rambling.
It was pure nostalgia. And the only reason you kept watching it was like, oh, now here's the fucking Millennium Falcon. Oh, wait, shit, here's Han Solo. Oh, shit, here's Chewie. Oh, shit, here's the gold guy. Oh, shit, here's the stupid little robot from the other ones. Oh, and then it was just like, I want to see what happens next. Now I know Luke's coming. I gotta go see when Luke's showing up. And that's how it ends. You can't walk out because it ended. And I just feel like between that and the obvious foreshadowing that they just hit you over the face with it. You're like, when you see R2-D2 and you're like, only Luke can get him to go on, and that little girl comes, and then he's on, like, oh shit, I wonder how that happened.
You have to understand, Luke and R2 have a very special connection because R2 will go inside of Luke's X-Wing.
I get it. I get the connection.
It's a little bit more than just like, well, he loves Luke and Luke loves him. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but...
On the surface, it's a decent movie.
Right.
But it's not epic. It's not written with any depth. It wasn't this...
But why does everything have to be The Godfather too?
It doesn't.
Right. So this movie is a movie where you have people that number one, is fun as fuck. And I think that's the point of the movie, to be fun. It's not about the...
That's exactly what it was.
Right. And then
that's the nail on the head there. It was a fun movie.
Right.
But it's not epic movie. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's not even as good as the original, because at least the originals were surprises because this is the first time it happened. This happened and that happened.
But
they just took the same script and crossed out Luke and wrote the girl's name.
That's not true at all. Number one, that's not true at all. And number two...
Oh, well, it's not exactly true. They did a little more than that.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think it's intense how many moments are in that movie. And I think in a movie that's meant to be entertaining, that's better.
I guess. I wanted more. I was not happy with the lack of story.
Aside from Empire Strike Back, which is actually, I think, honestly, a good, honest movie that just happens to be a science fiction movie, right?
It just happens to be.
Right, but it's an actually good movie.
It was a good movie.
There were stakes in it.
The first three were good.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think
those teddy bears, it's like...
Since the first three, it's been well, the next three that came out, the prequels, were all terrible. We all agree on that.
Right.
This one, they had so much time and so much build-up that I feel like they just wanted you to remember the feeling you had when you watched the original.
But what's wrong with that?
Because it's a new audience.
But it's not. It's not. Those things that touch you in those original movies, in your private parts, are touching you now. And those are the things that make you think, absolutely. You did not get excited at anything in this movie.
I didn't.
Because you have no heart.
I was tired.
You have no heart.
It was predictable. It was, of course this is happening. And of course this is happening. And of course the bad guy is Han's son this time. Because who else would he be?
Right. Why couldn't he be like Pepe Le Pew? Like some guy you never met.
Of course Han was going to die. Because someone has to die. And Harrison Ford is 97 years old. He's going to be the one who dies. Chewie is just a costume. So they could use Chewie, for like 400 movies.
Well, most of that Chewie was not even the original actor.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. It's just a costume. You could keep the character Chewie for every movie. He could be the guy who's in every single one of them.
As a matter of fact, to give you points, which I shouldn't.
I get a lot of points.
No, you don't. But to give you a point.
Points.
The R2-D2, Kenny Baker, who plays R2-D2 inside of the robot, was too sick to act in this movie. and they still gave him they use a completely entire 100% robot, but they still gave him credit for being R2D2. So you have a point there, but what I think it's true about this movie, for people like I went with Lauren from work, Lauren.
Yeah, everybody knows. Everyone listening knows.
Yeah, okay. And
my buddy Jimmy, you guys know Jimmy.
Yeah, you know Jimmy. He does
down the block.
Yeah. She actually clapped, and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" At that moment, because I felt like,
is this the first movie you ever seen? Is that what you're asking?
No, because she's seen all the other Star Wars, of course, back when they came out, but she's not that person. She's not gonna, she doesn't watch them. But the fact that she clapped was like, "Oh my god, you actually, there's excitement here, and there's fun, and there's adventure." And I think a lot of movies now are so lacked on reality that the adventure aspect of it is gone.
But there was no surprise, anyway for me, that after 20 minutes of the movie, that it wasn't going to end with that girl fighting Luke Skywalker. There was no other way that movie ended.
Well,
there was no other way.
Right, but why? I don't understand why you want the Godfather 2 of Star Wars.
I don't want the Godfather 2. I want something that isn't basically a reboot of the first Star Wars.
I can't agree with that. I can't. It's a continuation of the story that is moving forward.
I get it, because it's not an actual reboot, because Han and the rest of the guys, their stories moved on. But it's the same concept as story 1.
Right, but if it's not broken, why fix it?
Because I've already seen Star Wars 1.
Yeah, but
I don't need to see it again with a girl and a black guy. I've seen it once.
It's like, like what you're telling me is like if you were watching porno, and it was...
No, because I don't watch porno for the exciting end. I watch porno for my exciting end.
But if you're watching porno, and it's two girls and 2 guys and a cup, whatever the fuck it is, and then you make it 2 girls, 2 guys in a bucket, you're gonna be like, well, I've seen this.
No, as long as the bitches are hot, I don't give a shit what they're doing.
That's my point. This is good acting. This was fun. So you're looking at the aspects of it that are like actually what makes it good. It's good acting. It was fun. It was a lot of excitement.
That's not what I don't look at the aspects that are good. I look at the aspects that are bad. All right, my cup is half empty, but I accept that.
No, but I don't even agree with what you're saying is bad, because I can agree like, well, this happened and it sucked. And I could be like, well, that's true. But that's not true in this movie. I don't think that repetition of themes is a bad thing. As a matter of fact, repetition of themes has been happening since the fucking first stories that were putting down on paper.
I know, and what's the last good movie you've seen?
But I tell you what, that Chris Pine movie, not the Star Trek one, the other one where he's trying to get his money back or whatever it was.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
It's called like Hell and High Water or something like that.
I don't think I've
Great
seen that.
fucking movie. It was in the movie theater shortly. But let me tell you what, it's not a new story.
Of course, everything's. But this was exactly the same story. With subtle, very subtle differences. This story was simply there to make you feel the things you felt when you watched the first one.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, if that's what it is. But the reviews and people who talk about the new Star Wars movie like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's looking at an old photo and be like, oh yeah, those were good times when me and my buddies hung out and played football. So that's what Star Wars is, which is a nice feeling inside and makes people happy. Does not make it a good movie.
But it is a good movie. I can't believe. Look, I could understand, and this is where I have a problem with what you're saying. Perhaps I can understand that you did not like the movie, so you can say, "Hey, I fucking hated that movie. Every being in my body." Got it. Great. Got it. But for you saying that it's not good, it's not okay, because it actually is good.
It is okay, and I will continue to say it.
It's not true.
But it is true.
But it's not, because it actually happens to be good.
But it's not.
Look, it's not like calling like ham. It's like saying, look, I don't like turkey.
I don't like turkey.
But turkey's good.
But turkey is good.
That's what you're not saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I like turkey.
Well, I don't happen to like turkey.
But it's good.
Well, sure. If it was cooked right. Like this movie that was fucking cooked right.
No, it was underdone.
Oh, Christ.
Because the writing was very unoriginal and it was very predictable. If it's a pure action, good movie.
Like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, pure action movie, it's a good movie. If a standalone movie, it's an okay movie. But to continue the Star Wars name and to take that franchise of the epic name that it is and all that's done for cinema and all that crap that goes along with it, this was, I feel, mostly done for a few reasons. One, the nostalgia aspect that we talked about already. Two, to make 4 more movies that they could follow along with this story and make billions of dollars. And 3, what Disney loves to do, marketing. How many fucking BB-8 toys did you see the second this movie was out?
I saw 7,000. But I will tell you what, out of those 3 points, I only have a problem with the third one, where it's about marketing. But you have to have marketing to make money. They cost them $4 billion fucking dollars to get that movie. They better fucking make that money back. They have to. But
they made it back the first fucking weekend.
It doesn't make sense to me, this idea that repeating themes and being about continuing a story that is bigger than one chapter.
But this story is done. This is the 7th time we're seeing it. The story of the Skywalkers and the Solos, it's done. It could have had remnants of them. It could have had small aspects of the past story. But like I said, I think it would have been a much better movie if it was concentrated on the black stormtrooper. What's his name before? I don't have to call him
Finn.
Now
you racist fuck.
I would like to see,
because if you would have been Dominican, you would have been like, oh,
the Spanish stormtrooper. That's what I would have been like. I feel like I wanted to see more about him. That's a new story. That's a new angle. I want to see him growing up. I want to see his parents. I want to see the stormtroopers come and.
But that sounds like a standalone movie about stormtroopers. It doesn't sound like a Star Wars Episode 7.
But that's what I want. That's the part that interests me.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is, Episode 7 out of 7 has to have a lot of connections to 1 through 6. Because that's what makes it Episode 7, not Stormtrooper the movie.
But I think it's time to move on from those stories. Like I said, you could have aspects of the stories still involved, but I wanted to see, like, you could keep the whole movie, but less about the girl, less about the nostalgia bullshit, more about that guy. And, like, I don't want to see him breaking out and fleeing 2 minutes into the movie. I wish that was 40 minutes into the movie.
But
and you could condense the other shit. I don't need to see all that other shit.
Absolutely no.
I don't need anything but the map. The map is so stupid. It's so old that they don't have trackers. They have all the technology, but they can't track this fucking guy. I can track anybody on my iPhone today.
Oh, listen.
And they can't find fucking Luke Skywalker.
But to smash this point into your forehead, which doesn't seem to go into it. If it would have been Stormtroopers the movie, I'm perfectly fine with what you're saying. Unless that Stormtrooper ends up being Han Solo's kid, and I'm like, oh shit, how the fuck you end up there?
No, because the girl, like, he still meets the girl and still helps the girl.
40 minutes in?
40 minutes
There's no way. 20 minutes into this movie, I would have been like, why am I watching Stormtrooper the movie?
Like scenes. Like, he's showing part of this story, and then you flash back, and maybe you see Han Solo with Kylo Ren and how he got to where he is. Why does he hate his family?
So you want parallel stories all around?
They don't have to be parallel, but maybe we see more of a development of these characters instead of just saying, here they are, this is what we're doing, don't worry about how they got there. Like, trust me, he doesn't like the evil guys. He's mad. He's a good guy in sheep's clothing. He's gonna go join the other side. And this guy, he's bad. He hates his parents. You don't know. You know why he hates his parents. Everybody hates their parents. Just believe us. He hates them.
Well, when you paint it in that light, it makes a little bit more sense. But
like, why does he hate him? Why does Kylo Ren don't like Han and...
But understand, Matt, this is the first Star Wars movie in like 20, 30 years. you have to.
You need new characters, and I want to see the development of these characters.
Well, that's what the second movie will be about.
So we're gonna go back in time. Now we're gonna go.
Yeah, well, they're gonna be like, well, this is what happened, and blah blah blah. Oh, and you're gonna have the flashback scene.
So we're going back in time with movie 2. So maybe I like movie 2 more than I like more than I like movie 1.
As it should be.
But I don't. At this point, I don't like. But you don't know why these people are doing this. You just got to take their word for it that this is why they're doing it. Don't worry.
But in the world that is Star Wars, I think that's a perfect. That's I'm okay with that. I don't
like
have a problem. Here's the movie you want. Stormtroopers.
No. I'll tell you the movie I want.
No,
my movie. I get to tell you that I want.
No, because the movie you're talking about is Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are taken from their family. They become these soldiers, and this guy doesn't give a fuck because he's the new Jesus Christ.
But why? Why did they get to these people? Are they slaves? Are they there against their will? Were they bred purposely for this purpose?
No, he said they kidnapped him.
Yeah.
He says that.
But you don't know, like, was his family bred? Was this part of a plan? Was he adopted?
But
was he an orphan?
I don't care.
I care.
But right, but I don't care.
I want to know why he's liked. Why does he get that spirit? Why does every other stormtrooper follow all the rules, but there's one guy? What makes him different? What did he see? What did he
not
witness?
Conditioned?
Why is he not brainwashed like the rest of them? Why is everyone else in that circle shooting at those people, and he's the only one like, oh shit, man, this isn't right? Why? It doesn't make sense to why.
That's what makes a hero.
But why is he like that?
Because that's what
it
makes a hero.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, but it makes sense in the sense that it's in this fantasy universe where people fly through space at the speed of light. They have a guy that realizes, shit, I'm being bred to do this. Like I can imagine a Nazi soldier somewhere. Not that it's the same because that's real. But I can imagine a Nazi soldier somewhere that maybe was a Nazi youth and got to be like a soldier, maybe. Does that make sense historically?
Maybe, because I don't know if what they were exposed to. This guy wasn't exposed to anything else but the dark
to be
side.
that, right.
That's all he knows. He doesn't know there's another life out there. He doesn't know the difference between good and bad.
That's true.
Because he's bred that this is good. Even though we see it as the bad side, he believes this is the good side. Because that's all he knows. And they teach him that. This is what you're supposed to do.
But what happens...
They're the enemy. We're the good guys.
All right, but what happens with people, like, for example, this is the reverse of somebody that you grow the entire life telling them, look, hurting other people is bad. And one day he grabs a gun and shoots everybody in the school. Like, it's just, instead of being that example where it's horrible, it's an example where it's actually fucking good.
But why? That we don't know. We can't answer this question.
Yeah, but what do you know why?
Because I feel like that's a more interesting story.
All right, but if you make that story, it doesn't make $7 billion like this one.
But I don't want your movie because it made money. I want to watch a movie because I like it and I think it's good.
I understandable, but and that's where the point is. I think it's good, and 70 billion people over the world thought it was good.
That's why I'm here. To tell you assholes you're wrong.
Yeah, maybe you're fucking wrong.
Because you and your nostalgia want it badly to be a good movie. Right. There's nothing more that when you bought that ticket and sat down in that theater for the first time you saw it.
Right.
You wanted this to be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
And it was.
And it has to be really shitty.
But
it has to be really bad before you're going to be like, shit, man, I missed the mark. Because you wanted so badly to be good.
I think you're absolutely wrong. This is the other way around. For something that has such high expectation to actually satisfy to the level that this did, it is insane to think that you can get away with that.
Because all they did was do the same exact movie.
But it doesn't matter because it's satisfied. Dude, let me tell you this. If you've been talking to a girl for 10 years, for 10 years.
My wife, I've been talking to her for about 10 years.
Well, but before she was your wife, you were talking for her for 10 years. It was like, oh man, when I bring the La Matina tower, you're gonna fucking cry.
You're gonna cry, bitch.
It's gonna be the best sex in your life.
Never better.
And then you show up, and then 10 years into it, somebody would have been like, "Shut the fuck up."
I know what you got.
You ain't got shit. And then you actually deliver. You know how hard that is, dude.
I do it every day.
You don't do it every day.
I do it every day.
It's not true.
Yo, get Denise on the phone and ask her. She'll be like, "Yep, last night it happened again."
not true.
Every night she's surprised.
No, not
She's like,
every
what?
night.
Better? Again? How are you pulling this off?
It's not true. A and B.
100%.
It's not
I
true.
just got a text. Matt, you're
see.
right. That's what it says.
This is not even listening.
She's listening, even though it's not live. She hears it, and she knows.
I can't wait. I can't wait till she texts me and be like, "Look, this motherfucker doesn't even know."
Texting you. And we got bigger issues.
Oh shit! I think that the build up for you to be able to satisfy.
I wasn't satisfied.
A lot of people, after you've given them so many promises and failed first, and now and it's not that it was like, well, he failed before, so now it's good. It's not that. It's just that this was actually satisfying, like drinking a Sprite when you're thirsty.
No.
Yes.
I don't got thirst.
Yeah, no, obey your thirst. Watch Star Wars. That's exactly what happened here.
It missed me.
Well,
the wave missed me.
That's perfectly fine, and I can understand movies that are huge that everybody loves that miss people, because that happens to everyone. There's movies that I've seen that I feel like everybody loves this movie, and I see it and I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck about this. This is stupid.
No. Who's that giant guy?
How do you know he's a giant? How do you know he's not just like looking down? Because that's what
that replaced the emperor. Who's that motherfucker?
Smoke? Who knows?
Who is this motherfucker? See, it's all that. It's like, who's this guy? Just believe us. He's the bad guy. You don't need to know these things.
But let me ask you this.
Look. R2-D2's back. Don't care about the plot or the premise. Just look. He's going do. Everyone's happy.
And you're right. And in that sense, the movie is made to make more movies. And in that sense, it failed in being like, all right, let me give you enough of the main story that's going to travel through 3 movies for you to feel like, oh my God, I need to care about this bad guy.
Yeah, they took one story, one movie, and gonna make it 3 movies.
Right.
And they're going to charge you 3 times for it.
And I'll pay every time.
And that's what it's about. And at the end of the 3 movies, it might be one good movie. All my questions might be answered. They might tell us who this giant motherfucker is. They might tell us why Kylo Ren hates his parents. And they might tell us why this black guy got taken by the stormtroopers and then felt this thing inside him to disobey. We might get all those answers. But right now, on this day, it sucks.
I think you have a problem understanding the premise of this movie as being a fantasy movie. This is fantasy. In that it's supposed to be like the hero is the hero because he's a hero or she's a hero.
But why?
Because that's what fantasy is like.
I like thinking outside the little box.
Yeah, but it's not a box. It's not only a box. It's the first box. It's why Achilles was the killer that he was, because he got dipped into water. And so what? Everybody gets dipped into water every fucking time. Nobody comes out like Achilles. But it's the same concept that the hero is the hero because he's like Ulysses. Why is Ulysses the hero? Why? What in his life made him be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna go travel the world and find the cure for this shit. Well, that's not what the story is, but you know what I mean. And then come back like a hero.
Come back a hero. And I get it. And I get all the points. It's not a misunderstanding.
No, but you're looking for this idea of like if this was like The Godfather. Like, I want to know why.
I want to know more character development.
Victor Corleone became that guy. Like,
I don't like to take your word for it that these people are these people for this reason. I want to make my own judgments about these characters, and we didn't get to because we don't get to see any of their lives. We don't know anything about them until this point.
I think you're wrong.
But I'm not wrong. We don't know these people.
But I do know these people.
You don't.
I know Rey. She's
you don't know
she's
Rey.
From Jakku.
From Jakku.
Yeah, right. She lived in a.
And another question about you. While we're on Jakku, how come there are no fucking keys? How come we could just walk into any ship and it just starts?
Because
you did Millennium Falcon. It's just, oh, here we are. We're just gonna go away. And that guy's like, that was mine. Why'd you leave the keys in the ignition?
I don't think there's keys.
How do spaceships just start? There's no button? There's no security feature? They have fucking laser beams, but they don't have a button where you can't start it if you don't own the fucking thing?
I think one of the things
You're laughing because I'm right.
No,
they should have fucking keys.
They should have keys. I think that's true. It should also had the dice that he had on the first Star Wars, because he had he had hanging dice, like the dice that the people in the 70s used to put on the.
And how come when the black guy and the
fucking
Finn, when Finn and the first guy he saves Paxton, Peyton?
No, fuck, you just made me forget.
It's something with a P. I feel like.
Poe Dameron.
How come they can shoot all these ships, but when they're trying to get away and that ship's being held by the string, and they're all standing right there, no one can hit this fucking. It's a giant ship that holds at least 2 humans, and they're all standing in front of the ship shooting, and everyone misses it.
I don't think it's missing. I just don't think they have lasers with enough power to knock it down.
It's on a fucking string.
I understand, but I don't think they have a power. They have lasers to shoot. It's like anti-tank guns versus a 45. A 45 will destroy you and kill you, but it wouldn't do that much damage against a tank.
Yes.
Yeah, you guess because I'm fucking
I'll
right.
give you that one. I'll give you that one.
You know what I actually don't like now that we talk about
We'll give you
guns?
1 point. We got like 20 points.
It's not about points.
And you get 1.
One, you don't have 20 points. You
I've been
about
keeping
half
track.
A point. You have half a point.
I've been keeping track.
Well,
and it says 20 to 1.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Although I'm getting off the track of fighting you with you too retarded to understand. I shouldn't say retarded.
Yeah. We just lost 2 listeners now.
That offends 2 out of the 3 that we had.
We just lost Mike Humphreys.
You don't seem to understand the clarity of the situation, so I'm going to skip these points. But the guns were the worst thing about that movie.
The guns.
Yeah, because in the original movie, these guns were based on real guns. I know this is totally nerdy and geeky and stupid.
We're going way past our audience now.
But it's just so bad because it gave me like an idea of like, oh, that's a real fucking gun that he has. It shoots lasers, sure. But it looks like something that I can understand. These guns look like toys. I'm not afraid of toys.
She's not afraid. You're not afraid of toys?
I ain't afraid of no ghost or no toy.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of toys either.
Well, anyways.
Thanks for that little quip there.
Yeah, sorry.
That was a good quip.
I had to put that out there to put up my nerd status.
Quips.
My quips are quip.
Okay, let's go back.
All right, let me turn back.
We need to. I'm saying that this movie, you give it another name, and it's terrible.
I don't think that's true.
You take away the nostalgia of the movie,
and
it's terrible.
I would only say that that's true because then it feels like they're trying to be Star Wars and they're not.
I guess. But I feel this podcast is not as funny as the first one.
No, it's not.
But we're getting there.
Because I'm more serious about this fucking theme.
Yeah, because we're really getting into it this time.
Because you fucking don't understand.
First time you got jokes. This time you're getting real movie evaluation.
This is that you don't understand. The fucking Star Wars is genius, and he's pissing me off.
I don't find it genius.
It's fucking awesome, dude. There is nothing not awesome about this movie.
There's many things. I've discussed many of them already.
No, but they're just they're your opinion. They're not real. Oh god, stop doing that.
The music is good. I like the music.
Oh yeah. Since 1975, it's been around. But I'm getting angry at the fact that you don't seem to understand.
Understand what?
That this fucking movie rocks.
It didn't rock.
How about your little girls? Did your little girls watch this movie?
They don't even like Star Trek. My father, which is their grandfather, brings up Star Wars often. And they always say, ew, Star Wars.
I guess they're too young.
They know.
All right, let me ask you this. You saw this with your wife.
I've taught them well. My wife, yes. I've seen it with my wife twice.
And how does she feel about it?
She enjoyed it.
So even within your own household.
In my own household.
Where your better half, which I mean better because she's better than you.
And my father also liked it. And my father-in-law also liked it. And my mother liked it.
What?
Because people like...
So you're the 1%.
I'm fine being the 1%.
But you're the 1% like a few years ago.
Because I'm the only one questioning it. Everybody just watches this shit.
It's supposed to be entertainment. It's entertaining.
They go, yes, he is mad at the Empire, and he is a good guy in disguise. He's going to go save the day. And I don't care why that's happening. And I care why it's happening. And the other fucking guy, oh shit, this is a totally new story. He's not Luke's father, he's Han's son.
Repeating themes, bro.
Yo, bro.
Bro.
I get repeating themes.
Right.
We get George Bush and then we get George W. Bush.
Right.
And George W. Bush was terrible.
Well, because that was Cheney, that wasn't Bush. But
terrible.
But
repeating theme of terribleness.
Well, I feel that where you're getting lost is in the fact that
is in the facts.
No, it's in the fact
in
that
the storylines.
It's not realistic enough for
in
you.
The plot holes.
There's no plot holes. There's not a one.
Sinkholes. They're big.
Maybe I'm exaggerating out of love, but I don't find any plot holes. I don't find one.
I gave you like 7.
They're not plot holes. They're opinions that you have.
They're not opinions. They don't make sense.
Yes, it does. This is a bad guy. When you met Darth Vader, the first Star Wars, did you know why he was the bad guy?
Did you know why he was a bad guy?
Yeah, because he was the government. No, God, with the racism again.
It's true.
Because he was the government. In that time and era, that's what the bad guy was. And then you're going to take this guy who is conflicted, and he's actually interesting. And you know from the get-go who he is. And he's more interesting because he's more complex. And you're going to give me, well, I just got to take that he's bad. Yeah, fucker. He's not only just bad, he's showing you how bad he is.
But why? Why is he bad?
Because
he was growing the same
Why
thing.
are you an asshole? Like, I don't understand. Why don't you like this movie? Because you're an asshole. That's why.
Because it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to like it because I'm told I have to like it. I want to like it based on...
good.
If it's good or not. And it's not. It misses. Christ. It misses. And everybody loves it, and I understand why people love it, and I get what the popularity of it is for, but just like the Big Bang Theory, just because people like it doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Oh, well, and look, a perfect example. I've never watched Friends. I don't like Friends.
I hate Friends.
And I'm never gonna fucking watch Friends.
Fuck Friends.
Fuck Friends.
Fuck it.
But if you say that outside of this room
people
that we're standing in, yeah, because they're like, but here, I'm saying that's a big percentage of people, but there are people like you and I that say fuck Friends, right?
Fuck it.
But there's not, I've never heard anyone but you in the history of humankind say that they don't like Star Wars.
I don't like Star Wars.
You're the only fucking person ever that I've heard.
I'm the only guy here.
And you're making me angry. I'm gonna fucking turn into the Hulk.
He's turning red. I didn't know a Spanish guy could turn red like that.
Oh my God! It makes no sense to me that you're picking, you like nitpicking because you want it to not be as good as it is.
No, I'm nitpicking because that's what I wanted to see.
But then you make a fucking Star Wars. Oh wait,
you fucking
can't.
I just did. just like
you made a worst Star Wars ever.
No.
Yes, it's called Stormtrooper.
No. You put me and Chris Hemsworth in Star Wars, and it's better.
Well, that automatically.
It's a better movie.
It's a better movie because then at the end there's the sex scene.
There is.
But if you take it. You adding Chris Hemsworth makes anything better. And or I don't know who else is super hot, like
me,
like Scarlett Johansson. Even though I'm not attracted to her.
Yeah.
But
attracted to Scarlett Johansson.
But she's fucking attractive as fuck. I'm not gonna say if I saw her naked. I'm gonna say no. Just saying.
Sorry, Scarlett. I ain't into you.
I'm busy.
Take that shit elsewhere.
But what I'm getting at is you put Scarlett Johansson and Chris Hemsworth in fucking Star Wars, it makes $80 billion. But that's not the point. The point is without Hemsworth, without you, and without Scarlett Johansson, it was a great movie. I'm honestly angry that you don't like this movie. Like unlike the last time that was more funny in your words because I was having fun with it. I want to fucking fight you.
But you knew this was my opinion.
But that's fine. But like I understand your opinion. But you being like this movie's shit. I want to punch you every time you say it.
I didn't say it was shit.
What did you say?
I said if we're going for the pure aspects of the nostalgia of it and the simple storyline of it, it's a good movie. It's also a good movie action-wise. It was a very good action movie.
Right.
But to live on the story of Star Wars, I myself have higher expectations. And I feel the character development was not where it should be. It was a lot of, you know the story already, so we're not going to get into it again. He's the bad guy, she's the good guy. You know what's going to happen from here. Let's get right to the fighting. And like I said, if they drag this out into 3 movies and they answer all those questions, the 3 movies might end up being one good movie.
Right.
But as of today, I find it was...
As an opening chapter, it just left you hungry.
It left me thinking, well, first, the obvious foreshadowing bothered me. It was like, we don't know if you guys are going to figure this out or not, so we're just going to slap you in the face with it. And then the over and over points of, remember this guy? Remember that guy? Remember this guy? You love these guys. Like, I don't know. It was force fed. It was,
all right. So
these are the things you love, and we're gonna shove it down your throats.
I'm gonna counter that with this. We both saw the new Ghostbusters, and that's what we talked about last time. And in that movie, those cameos from the past that they showed were absolutely fucking put on your dick like a condom that you didn't want.
Yeah, it was done even worse.
See, not even worse. It was done bad.
It was badly done.
Right, and in this movie, it was not badly done. All those people that they show you had a fucking integral point into the story. From Han Solo to Princess Leia, who was there for like 2 minutes. It was perfect that she was there for 2 minutes. I didn't want to see her for 20 minutes. I didn't want to see her for half the movie.
I agree. I didn't mind the Princess Leia storyline.
But I didn't even mind the Han Solo storyline because it makes sense. You make the Falcon fly. He's looking for it. He's like, well, I got my fucking shit back.
Well, he had to be there because you have to have the connection between Kylo Ren and Rey. That's Han Solo. He connects those 2 people. Without Han Solo, those 2 people don't need to be next to each other.
Right.
So you need Han Solo there to connect.
I don't think I agree with you.
Why else would it?
Because Kylo Ren was already looking for her already to begin with.
No, she was gonna go back to fucking desert planet.
Yeah,
to wait for her parents to never show up again.
but when she went in the Falcon, she told the BB-8, "I'm gonna take you to wherever you're going." And in that, while that's happening, he's going, "Who the fuck is this girl?" And I want to see her. So he already wants to meet her. So if you tell the story without Han Solo, I'm sure they would have met.
No, they don't need to get to where they are. She doesn't do anything she does without Han Solo. If Han Solo doesn't save her and then take her to the other place and offer her the job, she goes back to Desert Planet and she invades those old machines and sells them for food. That's her job. She sits there.
So she goes exactly to the point he would have found her to begin with.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have fought him. She wouldn't have believed in herself the way she did.
You understand what you're saying. You shot somebody in the face. You shot Chris Hemsworth in the dick. And now he's bleeding to death. And then you took it for yourself. And you ate it like a sandwich. And then you went away and went back into the place where you shot him to be like, well, I'm going to live here now. In Chris Hemsworth's house. Where the police are going to come to investigate the gunshot. That's what you're saying. No, that's exactly what you're saying.
No, because she doesn't know that Kylo Ren is after her at this point. She knows he has his robot. She told him. She helped the robot. She gave him to Han Solo. Han Solo helped the robot. She's going back to Desert Planet to wait for her parents. She doesn't know anything about Kylo Ren. She doesn't know he exists.
But what you're saying
she doesn't know anything about this.
No, but what you're saying is they wouldn't have met unless...
Yeah, unless Han Solo convinces her
not true, because
and takes it to the bar.
That's not true. She
where the bar was another rip-off of the other movie. They bring her to the bar, and then she finds she talks to the lady with the glasses.
Right.
And she finds the
lightsaber.
And then she starts to believe. But without Han Solo, she never gets there.
But what I'm saying is, she would have followed your plan. She gets on the Falcon. She finds out where to go. She flies it there. It passes BB-8. Flies back to the planet. On the fucking Millennium fucking Falcon that everyone knows, including Kylo Ren, lands the ship, walks outside, and there's 72 billion stormtroopers waiting for her.
No, because he wanted what was in the BB-8.
But the moment they said the girl helped him, why is she gonna just let him go?
But
She's
she wouldn't
number
have
one
helped him.
suspect. What are you talking about?
She doesn't care about this until Han Solo.
That is absolutely not true.
Makes her care about it, and the girl with the glasses makes her care about it.
That's not true. In the moment,
we can't go into this too much.
Yes, we can. Listen to what I'm saying. She sees him. She saves the robot, and then before Han Solo grabs him, she says to him, "I'm gonna take you to where your secret base is." That's exactly what happened. The exchange would have happened.
But no, she wanted to go back. We're just go back and forth.
Because I'm right, and you're wrong as fuck.
I don't think that. I think without Han Solo,
oh Christ,
and bringing it to that bar where she learns, and she gets that feeling from the lightsaber that she touches.
It's wrong as fuck.
Until that point, she wants to go home and wait for her parents.
After she deposits BB-8, is the only detour is her going there instead of just depositing BB-8 straight.
No, because she doesn't need to deliver them. She gave them to the other guys. They can go.
Number one, Finn can't even fly the ship. He needs a pilot. She's the pilot he has. You're missing all the points where she's like, I have to fucking be involved in this one way or another. Well, without Han Solo.
No, Han Solo is the
catalyst to be.
Yeah, he's the one.
No, BB-8 is the catalyst.
Story.
No, BB-8 is the catalyst. Han Solo is just a side character that's there that connects it.
And that's why he dies. Because he passes the baton, so to speak. Now it's their story, and Han Solo goes into the good night. We're done with you. Thank you for all you've done. Now this is the story, and Han's gone. We don't need him anymore.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna stop talking about this movie because you're pissing me off. Because you're fucking wrong.
Because I'm putting too much logic into it.
Because you're fucking wrong. There's no logic in fantasy, dude.
There is.
This is no.
It's still a story.
Well, I mean, there's no logic in them going into a planet they don't know without a fucking helmet and just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this mask on and I'm gonna be fine. It just doesn't make none of it makes sense. It's fantasy. It's not Star Trek. It's Star Wars.
Star Trek, I'm pretty sure, is fantasy. Too.
Well, no, it's not. It's science fiction. There's a lot of science that's based on it.
But it's also fantasy.
Well, it's whatever. You know what I mean. I'm gonna tell you how
reality.
I'm gonna tell you how you make Star Wars better. You take Star Wars exactly as it is, and you give me Episode 8 right after it. I won't even go to the bathroom, and I'll take 7 hours sitting at the theater, and I'll watch 7 hours.
Because the movie didn't end. That's my point.
No, not because of that. Because I want more.
Not because it didn't end.
No, because
there's
it was so good. The way that it is, I saw it 5 fucking times.
But there's no ending.
Yes, there is.
Oh, there's not. It's a to be continued. It's not an
ending.
Well,
I mean, it's a TBA. But what I'm saying is, it's still. You give me more of that. Not because I wasn't satisfied, but it's because it's so satisfying and I'm good. I don't need Chris Hemsworth and Matt LaMartina to show up at the end. I do not. There's no need. I need Scarlett Johansson dancing naked in the background of every shot.
Yeah, but you're not attracted to her, so why would you put that?
Because then it makes it a little bit better. Because I'm like, I don't have to look at her. I can look at the movie. But when something gets a little bit like, oh, we're flying in space, I can be like, well, she's in the background. Let me look at those titties bouncing. And then, come back to the movie whenever the next scene shows up.
There it is. All right, we're getting near the end of our podcast hour because I don't think people can listen to this more than an hour. No. So we're trying to cap each one about an hour. So we're going to start wrapping this up a little bit.
Right.
We take away from this movie is that it's not good and wait. And the two friends in the movie with Matt and Sixto do not recommend it and give it 2 thumbs down.
It's a bullshit.
Roll sound.
Never. No roll sound. Never. By the way, speaking of sound, and number one, that was fucking bullshit. But I will tell you this.
2 thumbs.
I gave it 5 thumbs up. And a penis up. Everything is up. My hair is up. It's good. But I actually wanted to record a song. It's so stupid. I'm going to send it to you. It's so stupid, the song I'm going to record. It has to be our theme song. Yes, it's going to be, and everybody's going to love it because
no guarantee in this. Maybe we'll play it once.
we're gonna play it every fucking show.
Maybe
it's gonna be the intro.
One show. We'll
Anyways,
play it for one show.
I want to say before we leave, because we have to now, sorry for the delay for this episode. Hopefully, we'll, to your mom, because she's waiting.
Yeah, she'll listen to it whenever I put it there.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't care.
All right. And to Mike Humphreys, who actually listened to it.
We get a shout out to Humphreys.
Yeah, Mike.
Our number one fan.
Yeah, who loves fucking Star Wars, unlike you, who doesn't fucking get it.
So, I have an idea for the next one.
What?
We're going to put this on YouTube. We're going to put the first one back on YouTube. We're going to have links to a Facebook page, to a Twitter link, to wherever, maybe a website. And we want you guys to comment. Let us know what movies you want us to review next.
Right.
We'll take consideration. We'll take requests, so to speak. We'll watch them. And then we'll argue about them. I will give you the correct points. Sixto will give you the bullshit points. I will win the score, which is now 49-2. And the second one was just a bonus point because he mentioned Scarlett Johansson. And her chitty's bouncing.
Whatever.
So that gets your points.
What gets me points is that I'm fucking right. And everyone would agree. For the one person that listens to this.
Many people will agree. I give you that. I'll give you a third point.
Okay, thank you.
Because many people will agree with you. And people will get mad at me for
being an idiot.
For destroying their childhood.
It's not destroyed because you didn't make any points that destroyed it. You just said, I don't like it because I don't have any fucking love in my heart. That's all you said.
It's like seeing a pretty girl,
and
you're like, oh man, look at that fucking bitch. She's fucking hot as hell.
Well, we never say that. That's fucking sexist.
And then I go, yeah, but look at
her toes.
Look at that mole over there or something. And that's all you see now is that mole. You forget about everything about. Every time you look at it, you just see that mole. That's what I just did to Star Wars. Well, now all you're gonna be is like, yeah. Why does Finn not want to be there?
I don't care, dude. I still don't.
Why doesn't Kylo Ren like his parents?
Because I don't care. I don't care. I just care about what happened.
Guy that tells
he's not a giant. I bet you that guy is the size of a fucking Coke bottle.
Yeah, but he's the size in the movie. He's bigger than everybody.
Yeah, Coke bottle.
Like why is he so big?
I don't know. I would give you.
Why is he like that?
If no one comes up with if the one person that listens to this doesn't come up with a suggestion, we will come back and talk about Jaws.
Jaws.
No, Jaws.
Jaws.
No, not Jaws.
Jaws.
No, that's
I got jaundice.
But if somebody puts anything up that they want to listen to,
comment on the first one, comment on the second one, tweet us, Facebook us. I'm going to put all the links up there.
I feel like I'm famous a little bit.
We're going to see it. We're going to monitor it. I'll give comments. Sixto will pretend to give comments, but find an excuse why he can't give comments. And then we'll see you. He's going away for a couple days.
Right.
He's going to Paris. When he comes back from Paris, we'll hit you with another one right away.
Right.
And then after that, we'll try to do it bi-weekly. You guys will get a ton of movies, a ton of me being right, a ton of Sixto being wrong.
Or me telling you what the fuck is what, and you over there being like, oh, I'm a cup half empty, and therefore this movie sucks. Which is not a fucking reason, by the way. I'm beginning to want to stab you by this fucking podcast.
There may not be the last. There may not be a third one because one of us might mysteriously get stabbed. They're really gonna stab at me. This be a hard case to figure out.
Who said it on microphone? I hope you don't get stabbed ever.
I'm gonna get stabbed on the way home, and I'm gonna be like, "Look at my computer." Look at my computer.
Christ. Well, thank you for listening.
Thank
for
you
the
for
two of
listening
you.
to the Matt LaMattina
Two
Friends in the Movie.
That is not the name of the show.
With Sixto Renoso.
This is not the name of the show. Two Friends and a Movie with Sixto and Matt.
Matt and Six.
Sixto and Matt.
Matt and Toe.
Matt Toe?
Matt Toe. That's our name. We're Matt Toe.
It makes more sense than six. What was
saxophone.
Whatever. All right.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for listening. Please, like I said, comment, tweet, Facebook. Let us know what movies you want to see. Tell us how I'm right.
Comment how much they hate this thing. I can't wait for the ones where they're like, you're two fucking idiots.
Go back to the first one. The second one sucked.
Right.
Just like Star Wars. The sequel sucks.
Thank you. Good night.